Kara, is it true that you quit your job?
What? Oh, yes, it's true. I quit my job.
Oh, what are you doing? The company my husband works at went bankrupt. So we were planning on having you and Adam give us money from now on.
Huh?
Is this some sort of harassment? Oh, it is, right? Is that why you quit your job?
No, it's not. I didn't know your Mr. Dawson's company went bankrupt until now. I quit my job at the company because the side job I had started gaining momentum. So I decided to just quit it.
What? A side job? Does that mean you're just going to work for some extra cash? You're going to rely on Adam's salary and use the money from his side job for yourself, right?
No, that's not it. It's been 2 years since the salary I earned from my side job greatly surpassed the one from my job at the company. It was getting difficult to do both, so I decided to choose one and focus on that. I talked with Adam about this.
Oh, well, why didn't you tell me about it?
Well,
You didn't tell us because you're hiding something, right? Which means that this side job of yours doesn't pay as well as you say it does. If I had known about it, I never would have let you quit your job at the company.
this is why Adam said it's best if I didn't tell you guys. You don't listen to a word I say and just immediately start attacking me.
What?
Have you heard the term toxic parent?
Oh, what are you on to?
This is the perfect timing, so I'll tell you. Adam and I are going to be moving.
You're moving?
I have no intention of explaining when you can't even understand why I quit my other job. I'll just say that this was Adam's idea.
Hold on! It's you and Adam's job to support us!
Why don't you two ask your other son for help, the one you gave all your attention to?
What? But Damien is too sensitive of a person to get a job. Oh, don't be ridiculous.
Don't you realize that pampering him like that is probably why he's 41, unemployed, and living with his parents?
What?
Goodbye.
I finally found your new address, Kara. It wasn't easy. I had to give my relatives a bunch of money to make them talk.
Huh? Mrs. Dawson?
Oh, it looks like you didn't block me.
I didn't block you on purpose because I didn't know just what you people would do if I completely shut you out.
Well, it looks like someone's still as rude as ever. Anyways, it seems like you still don't have a job.
What?
I've been watching you these last few days. But you only leave the house when you go shopping or jogging.
You've been watching me? Just what are you thinking?
I know that you're not in the house right now. So I had my stuff moved into the house.
What? What do you mean your stuff? How did you even get in?
Well, I broke that big window that leads from the yard to the living room.
You what?
Anyway, me moving into your house isn't important. I'm just surprised you still don't have a job. Isn't it normal for wives these days to have one? And to think I came all this way just so you and Adam could finally do your job and support me. Why is it that you haven't done anything to prepare for my arrival?
Because we were never planning on letting you move into our house.
What did you just say to me?
I told you this before. Did you forget?
You didn't tell me anything.
Okay, I'll be there soon. Adam, you're still outside, right?
What's wrong, Kara? I dropped off the stuff and on my way home. I'm at a gas station right now.
Oh, I'm just glad you didn't bump into her.
What is it?
Your mother found out where we live and broke in through the living room window.
What? She broke the window? Looks like she's still as crazy as ever.
Judging by the text she sent earlier, she still hasn't given up on getting us to support her. She says she's moved into our house, so she's probably not just going to leave.
Jesus.
What are we gonna do? We probably have to go home. But it's going to be quite the hassle once we do, since your mom's already broken in.
This is the worst possible timing. Oh, I see. Now, huh?
What is it?
I tried thinking about it from a different perspective. Ever since she found out I worked at A Industries, Mom hasn't stopped telling me to give her money.
Yup.
She ignored me at first when I told her about the company I got into after I graduated high school. But she found out that it was one of the largest companies in the industry after I got interviewed by a local newspaper. Which is why she now thinks I get paid well.
So that's why. I was truly shocked when I found out that she wanted you to give her basically your whole salary every month.
Truly. At the time, it was only 7 years since I'd graduated high school and got the job at A Industries. My parents probably thought that I got paid as much as someone who graduated from a prestigious university and got an official position. It looked like aliens the way they kept asking me for money. I assume nothing's changed in their attitude, so she's probably gonna ask me for money again. But now that it's only 2 weeks until I start my new job, I'm basically unemployed right now.
Oh, I understand. You mean that we should take advantage of the situation, right?
Let's decide on what to do before we go home. Where are you right now?
I'm at the supermarket I always go to.
Okay, I'll pick you up by car, so wait for me by the entrance of the main road. I'll be there in 20 minutes.
Got it.
Kara, I heard what you and Adam were talking about last night. To think that you were actually against me moving in and have no intention of supporting me. But aren't you the one who's living off of Adam's salary? You're just afraid that if I move in, you won't be able to spend as much money on luxuries anymore, aren't you? Of course that's it. The fact that you still don't have a job is proof. If you have no intention of getting a job and supporting your mother-in-law, then get out. Starting from today, this house is me and Adam's. I decided that I'm going to depend on Adam from now on, which means that there's no room for parasites like you anymore.
I understand. I'll leave tonight.
My, you're so obedient.
It just means that I have no intention of supporting you. And neither do I want to live with you. I'm going to be packing my things, so goodbye.
Acting all tough, are we?
Did you get there yet, Kara?
Yup, I just arrived. I ate the dinner I bought from the convenience store while surrounded by cardboard boxes.
That sounds fun, I guess.
I've got work that's nearing the deadline, so I'll need to set up the computer though.
I see. You seem as busy as usual, but don't overwork yourself, alright? Mom's calling me. I'll settle things in 3 to 4 days, but I won't text you too much just in case.
Got it. I'll wait for you here. Good luck.
Thanks.
Kara, get back here immediately.
What?
Now that it's come to this, I don't mind if it's just you. Get a part-time job or something just to earn the money to support me.
Huh? You kicked me out of the house after insulting me, and now this?
It's not my fault. I didn't know at the time. Adam hasn't left the house in the past 3 days despite it being a weekday. I asked him what's wrong when he told me he wanted to quit his well-paying job at the company. He told me this morning. I kicked him out and told him not to come back until he finds a job. He's probably looking for one right now, but someone as useless as him probably won't be able to find a job so easily. You will be the one who will support me until he comes back. Get back as soon as possible.
Have you ever thought about getting a job yourself?
Huh?
I heard this from somebody else, but it seems you got divorced with your husband. It all started when your eldest son, Damien, left the house. Because Adam and I have left, you two had no one left to rely on. So you forced Damien, who's been unemployed for over 20 years now, to get a job at a local bread factory. But once the 3 months of probation was over, he was assigned to someplace far away. Damien apparently realized that working at a bread factory was his calling, so he went. No one's been able to contact him since.
I had no idea something like this would happen.
Mr. Dawson was the one who gave Damien the pamphlet for the job, right? You blamed him for Damien leaving, which was the start of a huge fight. In the end, you were kicked out of the house. You realized that at this rate, you would become homeless. So you used the money you got after the divorce as a bribe to get one of our relatives to give you our address. Am I right?
Yes, but still, what is it with you two? How is it that both of you are unemployed?
Well, I for one plan to work hard from now on.
Yes, keep doing so. So you're finally going to do what I say. Then go get a job so you can support me.
No, that's not what I meant.
Huh?
You know, the two of us were actually preparing to move before you barged into our house.
What, you're moving again?
Didn't you notice that all our stuff has already been moved out?
Oh, now that you mention it, it is a bit empty here. Oh my god, is your stuff really not here?
You really didn't notice until I told you? You really do only think about yourself, do you?
Well, I guess it's all right. At least I have a house now.
Oh, we're only renting that house.
Huh?
We've already terminated the contract, so get out of here by the end of this month, okay?
What? But...
Adam's arrived at the new house, so bye now.
Kara! But then who's going to support me?
Damien was the one who told me about his parents' divorce. Me and Adam's successful escape from his toxic parents apparently had a huge impact on him. He took advantage of being made to work at a bread factory and asked himself to be assigned someplace far away. Nowadays, he seems busy with work, saying that there's so much to remember. But he does seem like he's having fun. Mr. Dawson also apparently found a job, albeit a low-paying one. Miss Dawson, on the other hand, realizing that she was now all alone after failing to move into her house, she headed to the nearest job center. She was temporarily relieved after finding a job that came with accommodation, but apparently was so relieved that she was late for her first day. She didn't even apologize and keeps making similar mistakes every day. It's probably only a matter of time until she's fired.
Hi, Everett. I think it would be best if you got divorced with my daughter. This is Stella's father, the person you exchanged contacts with today, when you visited to ask permission for the wedding.
Oh, thanks for today's rough welcome. I didn't expect to be punched in the face and thrown out in the middle of my introduction. Did I do something to offend you?
Well, I guess you could call it an offense. Everett, I heard that you were the CEO of a company and couldn't help but be impressed, especially considering you're so young. But then I heard about your academic background, and the positive image I had of you vanished in an instant. Did you not notice?
What about my academic background?
You said you graduated middle school and immediately found a job, right? You seriously didn't even graduate high school?
Well, yes. My father passed away when I was young, so we didn't have any money. I decided to get a job instead of going to high school since I have two younger siblings, a brother and a sister.
I see. Well, while I do feel bad for the environment you grew up in, this is still a different matter. You're 31, right?
Yes.
It's already enough reason to worry that the top of the company is so young. But the fact that he also never graduated high school, you know?
What is it if I didn't graduate high school?
It must not be any company of worth if the CEO is a middle school graduate. It was a real estate company, right? But in reality, your company is probably just a land shark, right? I can't help but be suspicious if the CEO of the company is a middle school graduate.
Our company does business fair and square. The reason I was chosen to be CEO is because our predecessors put a lot of effort in training the younger generation of employees. So it was decided that someone around my age would become the next CEO. There's nothing suspicious about it. I believe that you can rest assured about this fact.
Fine, I don't care. I'm still going to have you cancel the marriage with Stella.
And for what reason, may I ask? Everything you said up until now is completely unfair. At least give me a satisfactory answer.
You really are quite stubborn. Fine, I'll explain it to you in clear terms. Our family has been one of the biggest landowners in the area for generations. Unlike me, the head of this family, you, the middle school graduate, are just a filthy member of the bourgeoisie. There's no way I, a descendant of nobles, am going to let my daughter marry a swine like you. I'm not going to give you my daughter.
I see. Please let me talk to Stella first. Only then will I give you my answer.
Everett, you said you wanted to talk to me?
Stella, your father is opposing our marriage.
Yep, I was sitting next to him, so I saw the conversation you two had.
Then I want to hear what you think about it. What are we going to do about our marriage?
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to cancel it.
What?
I talked to my father and realized what he was saying was true. Everyone in my family has graduated university. And even if you are the CEO of a company, there's no way I can marry someone who didn't even go to high school. My father says he'll arrange a meeting for me with someone from an elite university. Besides, marrying someone like me, the daughter of a wealthy landowner, should be extremely attractive for men. Why should I marry a middle school graduate if that's the case? Anyways, that's the deal. I'm sorry.
I see. I understand. I've been insulted for being a middle school graduate many times in my life. Now I realize that you're just on the same level as them.
Huh?
All the love I had for you just disappeared after reading what you had to say to me. Thanks for showing me your true self before we got married.
Well, that settles it, I guess. You'll probably find the right woman for you someday. As long as you don't try going after the daughter of a high-class family like Stella, despite having no academic background, that is. Knowing your place is important, you know?
I'm going to ask one more time just to be sure. You're sure you want to cancel the marriage?
Of course I'm sure. Just the fact that I live in the same town with you, a middle school graduate doing shady business, is enough to make me feel uneasy. Now that I set my eye on you, it'll probably be difficult for you to continue your business in town, let alone continue living here. Get out of this town as soon as possible.
I accept the marriage cancellation. But I'm not going to leave this town, and neither am I going to stop doing business here.
Huh? What did you just say to me?
We should hire a lawyer to take care of the official paperwork involved in the marriage cancellation. I'll be asking for an alimony as well, though.
An alimony? What are you talking about?
Yes, and alimony for canceling the marriage, and for punching me in the face.
Huh?
I already went through the hassle of going to the doctor and getting a certificate of diagnosis. If you don't agree with paying an alimony, I'm considering filing a police report. I kindly ask for your understanding.
So that's how you're going to move.
Goodbye then.
Hey Everett, I changed my mind. I'll let you marry my daughter.
Huh? Why the sudden change of heart? And to think that the marriage cancellation you insisted on was just made official yesterday. Did something happen?
My, Everett. Quite the devil, aren't we? Just yesterday, I went drinking with some friends who are also landowners. When they told me about the work you do, my, was I surprised. Your company is a major real estate company that owns a ton of property in the capital, right? They're also helping in the development of my hometown, I heard. Why didn't you tell me sooner? You have to tell me such things, otherwise I won't understand. If I become related to you, someone who is quickly gaining popularity in this town, then my family is sure to gain some recognition as well. Which is why I'll give you a gift. I'll let you buy some of the land I own for a cheap price. On the condition that you'll marry Stella, of course. Do we have a deal, son? You should be delighted about the opportunity to buy extra land for cheap. As someone in the real estate business, right? All you have to do is marry Stella, and all this land is yours. I'm sure you don't get deals as good as this often.
I don't want neither your land nor Stella.
What? Are you just going to let this wonderful opportunity to gain connections and land at the same time go to waste?
The marriage cancellation's already been made official, and I have no intention of going back. And as for the purchase of your land, you're talking about the mountain and fields near your house, right?
Yes? What of it? I'm saying that I'll let you buy that huge amount of land for cheap. Don't you feel the least bit grateful?
To be honest, that land is basically of no value. It's not worth whatever price you put on it.
Huh?
Even if I were to put a price on it and buy it from you, it would just be a swath of useless land that wouldn't serve any purpose.
Useless?
Things would be different if there was some sort of plans for development in the nearby area that would give it additional value in the future. But as it stands, there aren't any plans currently in place. From the point of view of the company, the cons of buying your land outweigh the pros. I'm sorry, but I'm not interested in your land.
But my land, the land of my ancestors, you're telling me it's of no value?
Yes. Now, are we done here? Like I already told you before, the marriage cancellation has already been made official, so there's no reason for us to converse further.
Wait, hold on.
If there's anything else, please talk to my lawyer.
There's something I want to talk to you about.
Huh? Stella?
I want you to take back the marriage cancellation.
What? Hasn't it already been several months since we canceled our marriage? Why are you suddenly bringing this up again?
My father was scammed.
Huh?
You know how you told my father how the land he owned was useless and of no value? He went into shock after he heard this news. And right after, was approached by someone saying that he was selling land that would increase in value in the future for cheap. Dad was fooled by his eloquent speech and gave him money, but in reality, this land never existed.
Meaning that it was a scam.
Yes, which is why I want you to take back the marriage cancellation.
Huh? I do feel bad for your dad getting scammed, but how does that connect to me taking back the marriage cancellation? Don't tell me that it was my fault because he went in shock.
We don't have any money.
Huh?
My father went out of his way since he wanted land that was valuable, and ultimately ended up getting scammed. We can barely get by with the money we have left. My mother left as well, since she had enough with my father. I can't talk to my father anymore as well, since he's completely broken down. I don't want to live like this anymore. I don't want to live like a poor person. But if I married you, the CEO of a major real estate company who makes a lot of money...
Stop right there.
Huh?
No matter what you say, I have no intention in getting back together with you.
What? Why not? I'm the daughter of a major landowner and have a great academic background. Men should be begging to marry me.
I earn enough money to make a living without any of your fancy titles. Besides, I find it hard to believe that men should be begging to marry you when you don't have any money and are barely making a living. Don't you realize you're contradicting yourself? You see, if I still had any sort of feelings for you, I might have decided to have done something about your situation. But the very thing that made those feelings vanish without a trace were the insults you gave me when you decided to side with your father. I honestly don't understand what kind of nerve you must have to just act like that never happened and ask me for help. Don't you at least have any sort of pride?
Don't say things like that.
Well then, farewell.
I accept that what I said to you back then was wrong, and I take it all back. I was only being pushed by my father to say those things. I never really meant it. I've always loved you, Everett. Please, give me another chance. Everett? It says these messages are unread. Wait. Did you block me?
Regarding the real estate scam Stella's dad fell victim to, I have nothing to say but that I feel bad for him. Apparently, this fraud organization was arrested 1 year later, but according to a mutual acquaintance, Stella and her father are still living in poverty, which means that the money Stella's dad was scammed of probably didn't return. And given the situation, Stella, who was forced to take care of her father who had broken down and had turned into an alcoholic, is now drowning in huge amounts of debt. There are rumors that she's turned to doing some shady business to earn the money the two need to get by. Well, since I already received the alimony I asked from her, and now have a girlfriend I'm planning to marry, I think it's time to let this story come to an end. Besides, I have no duty to help the father and daughter who insulted me so much.